What's up, guys? Jason here at the Players Club in Burbank, California. I hope you're doing great out there. Today we're going to be talking about how to play a D major chord in 3 different positions. Now, why would you want to do that? Well, it helps expand your rhythm guitar playing, and it helps expand your creativity and just overall freedom on the guitar. It can get kind of boring and monotonous playing chords the same way for years and years on end, but if you know 2 or 3 alternatives to your, let's just say, D chord in the situation, then you can spice things up in your playing, and every time that you pick up the guitar, you can hopefully discover some new things. So let's take a look at this, and if you like these styles of videos, please leave it in the comments below, and I'll do more videos talking about other chord shapes and how to play 3 or 4 versions of those as well, and just kind of give you some ideas of how to expand your guitar playing. If you're a new viewer, welcome. If you wouldn't mind, just go ahead and click the subscribe button and maybe share this video with at least one other person so that we can grow our base and expand our guitar playing universe. All right, let's take a look at D. So we have 3 different positions for today. We have the open position, and that's going to be 2G, 3B, and 2 high E. Now that's our standard open position, right? But then we can take that shape and we can flip it and play here. That's going to be 5A, 7D, 7G, and 7B. Strumming from the A string. Now that's a bar shape. You don't have to play it with a bar. You could play it with 3 fingers like this. You could have 2nd finger on the 7th fret of the D, the 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the G, and the 4th finger of the 7th fret of the B with your index finger on that root. Or you could just play a power chord, D power chord, that works as well. Bar it out, however you like. And then a 3rd position would be the D bar chord on the E string. So you take your 1st finger, you go all the way across the 10th fret, E through E. Take your ring finger, place it on the 12th fret of the D string. Take your pinky finger, place it on the 12th fret of the D string. So sorry, 3rd finger, 12th fret A, pinky finger, 12th fret D, middle finger, 11th fret G. There's your D major. Okay, so we have 3 shapes. D there, D bar on the A string, and D bar on the E string. Now there are variations of those shapes, but let's just start with those. So take a second, go ahead and pause the video if you need to get those 3 shapes down so that when I go over the variations next, you can see how they work within context of these 3 shapes. D, D, D. Okay, so variation number 1 is going to be an inversion, played like that, of the open position. So inversion just simply means that you're flipping around the order of the chord. So instead of it being 1, 3, 5, in this situation, it's going to be 5. Let me try that again. 3, 5, 1. Okay, and that's going to be what we call second inversion. So you'd have the 4th fret of the D string, the 2nd fret of the G, and the 3rd fret of the B. Okay, so your D major open position can now become, right, it just makes it sound a little bit more interesting. Now we can do the same idea with that D bar chord shape by playing it like this. So that again is an inversion. We're flipping the bass note around. So we're going to take our 3rd finger, place it on the 9th fret of the A string, take our 1st finger and bar out the 7th fret of D, G, and B. So we have to really curl our 3rd finger and strum from the A string, and that would be D 1st inversion, also known as D over F sharp. Now, that bar chord shape there can be played like this. So that would be taking the bar out of the equation and curling your 1st finger to keep it on the 10th fret of the B string. So you have 12, 12, 11, 10, strumming from the A string. So your bar chord becomes D over A. All right, so let me recap, show you those grips again. We took our open position and we inverted it to now play 4, 2, 3. We took our D bar chord on the A string, we inverted that to now sound like this. Then we took our D E string bar chord, got rid of the bar to play like that. So now you have 6 ways of playing a D chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, a cool exercise to get your fingers used to these shapes would be to put a metronome or a drum groove on and go through them every, let's just say, half note. Let me pull up a drum beat for you. We'll go through it together. Okay, here we go. So to our D position, 1, 2, 3 whole note. We'll go to the inversion, then go to the bar chord, then the inversion of that, and then the E string bar chord, and then the inversion of that. Now, one thing you'll notice when I'm going through these chords is this outside-inside grip with my arm, right? So I have open grip here, what I call an open grip, elbow away from the torso, and then I bring it in as I go into that inversion. Then I go out to the bar, and then in for the inversion, and then out for the bar, and in for the inversion. So make sure that you're using your fretting hand elbow to kind of be your anchor point, or the bottom, so that your hand can transition smoothly. So when you get into the transitions, the mechanics are to go open, closed, open grip, closed grip, like that. Okay, so now let me show you a practical way to use these shapes. So I'm just going to create a progression here. Let's try D, B minor, G. All right? Now every time I go to D, I'm going to play a different version of D. So we'll start with the open position. First inversion, then I go to my D bar chord, now my inversion, now my bar chord on the E string, and then the inversion of that. And then back to the D. Now you can create any progression you like, but the idea is to play a different version of D each time, just so that you get used to being mobile on the guitar neck, and you can start to work that into your playing. So again, having options gives you extra room to be creative and to stay inspired when you're playing guitar, and will actually help you learn songs better, because not every song uses an open D position, right? Bound to use one of these other shapes I showed you. So just go ahead and get those down, start working them into your playing, start creating music, and then if you want me to do videos on more chords, like how to play 6 versions of an A chord or a G chord, just let me know in the comments. That's it. Again, if you haven't subscribed, please do so, and if you wouldn't mind, just share this video with one other person so that we can help expand our guitar player community here. Until the next video, you guys take care out there, and we'll see you soon.